All right, so welcome to another very frigid Friday for our Friday wrap-up, the stories we shared on Rochester Rising this week. So this week's Friday wrap-up is brought to you by BrandHoot. So BrandHoot is a Rochester company that develops websites and apps. And they have a very specific tool for small businesses called Pixel Press. And they use this tool to design really cost-effective websites for small businesses and nonprofits. It was actually used to develop our website as well. So to learn more about them, go to their website at brandhoot.com or check them out at pixelpressweb.com. That's Pixel pressweb.com. All right, so here are the stories we shared on Rochester Rising this week. So first, we aired episode 117 of the podcast this week, and we checked in with local user experience design expert Ahmed Makkawy for the second part of his talk, Products and Services, Who Are You Designing Them For? So in the podcast, Ahmed talks about the importance of taking into account the whole environment in user experience design, and he also gave us a glimpse at the designing and framing process involved in user experience design. So check it out. You can find it by going to our website, by hooking up with our podcast on Apple Music, or by scrolling down in our Facebook feed. So also this week we shared an opinion piece about redefining entrepreneurship, a look at the current model. So we took a look at some definitions of entrepreneurship that are out there and found some 4 really key threads in those definitions, as well as some additional pieces. So the opinion piece stated that entrepreneurs are, number 1, somebody who takes risks. Number 2 is an entrepreneur is someone who has expertise that leads to a competitive advantage in their target market. Number 3, an entrepreneur is someone who has created a product or service around which a business can be built, which is a very important piece. And number 4, an entrepreneur is someone who is driven by passion to provide a solution that no one else is providing. So do you agree with these? Do you disagree with them? Do you have more nuances to add or other things to add to the definition of what an entrepreneur is? So you can comment in on the comments associated with this video, or you can scroll down in our Facebook feed to find that story and comment, or go to our website. And lastly, this week, today, we announced the establishment of a Facebook group through Rochester Rising to provide communication support for mental health needs for our entrepreneurial community. So as many of you well know, we've been trying to hold this listening session to talk about pain points specifically related to mental health facing our entrepreneurial community here in Rochester. But due to weather, we have not been able to hold it for several weeks now. So for now, we've postponed that indefinitely. If that was something you were interested in talking about mental health points facing our entrepreneurial community and helping come up with programmatic solutions to some of these issues, please take a few moments to fill out the survey that we put out that was meant to be discussed in the listening session. So you can find that in our Facebook feed, or we can share that with the notes here, or it's on our website at rochesterrising.org. So while we're gathering thoughts from the survey and having additional conversations in the community, we've established a Facebook group to serve as sort of a communication link for different entrepreneurs in the community looking to connect. So the purpose of this Facebook group, it's definitely not to provide clinical diagnoses. It's not to provide professional opinions or expertise. It's really just a platform to connect entrepreneurs in the community and to share resources, information, and other interesting information related to mental health and entrepreneurship or business development. So if you would like to join this group, it's a closed Facebook group. It's called RochMN Entrepreneurial Community Group Mental Health. So you can find this. So where do you find groups on Facebook? If you're not sure, I think the easiest way to access Facebook groups is from the Facebook app on your phone. So if you go down to the little footer bar when you open Facebook's, there'll be a little, the group logo is a circle with 3 little people in it. It's right next to the notification bell. So if you click on that, it'll open up the group's page and you can search for the specific group. So again, it's called RochMN Entrepreneurial Community Group Mental Health. And you can find the name as well by looking at that story that we released today in our Facebook feed or via our website at rochesterrising.org. So the last thing I wanted to talk about, we have always had a Rochester Rising YouTube channel, but it hasn't always been set up the best. So went through that this week and set up a specific YouTube channel for Rochester Rising. It also has, we started to put out our podcast as well on our YouTube channel. So if you're more of a consumer of YouTube, not so much Apple Music or other ways to consume podcast content, you can access our podcast on our YouTube channel. So you can get to it just by searching for us in YouTube, searching for Rochester Rising, or if you go to our homepage and scroll down to the very bottom, our social link buttons are at the bottom and you can access it that way. All right, so that's all we had this week. So again, for more information on any of those stories or groups, you can scroll down on our Facebook feed or go to our website at rochesterrising.org for more information. Have a great weekend. Stay warm. It looks like it's going to get a little warmer tomorrow, so enjoy the weekend.